everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 21st and 22nd of July 2021. Starting with very first question, Amrabad Tiger Reserve, which was making news recently, is located in which state or union territory? So this Amrabad Tiger Reserve is located in the state of Telangana. And why it is in news? Because recently the Telangana Forest Department have identified 14 tigers in ATR, that is Amrabad Tiger Reserve, during 2020 to 21 annual estimation and monitoring exercise. Also, during the previous survey which was conducted in the year 2019 to 20, 12 tigers were identified there. So in this 14, 5 were male, 7 were female and 2 cannot be classified. Also there might be more big cats in the reserve that are yet to be identified. And apart from tigers, spotted deer and wild boar are found mostly in the reserve. Now apart from it, few days back we have talked about Valmiki National Park. Why it is important? Because it is the only national park of Bihar. And this park was in news because recently authorities there have identified 150 vultures. Then Satkosia Tiger Reserve was also in news because a particular species of mammal was found there and it is located in the state of Odisha. Then there is Satpura Tiger Reserve, which is located in Madhya Pradesh, and it was in news because recently it has been included in UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Can you tell me where does the headquarters of UNESCO lies? Please write in the comment section. Also recently, 2 parks from Assam have been declared as national parks, and which are they? First is Raimona Reserve Forest and the second one is Dihing Patkai. So now including this, Assam has now total of 7 national parks. So apart from these 2, which are the other 5? It's Kaziranga, Manas, Nameri, Orang and Dibru-Sakhova. So these are the 7 national parks from Assam. Then there is Virache National Park, which was in news. Why? Because here illegal logging was major concern since 2000, but now the situation has been improved, and due to which a species named as giant muntjac has been found here. And this national park lies in Cambodia. Now do remember that recently Rajasthan government has decided to develop a tiger corridor by connecting 3 of its tiger reserves. First is Ranthambore, second is Mukundra Tiger Reserve and the third is Ramgarh Vishdhari Tiger Reserve. This third one is extremely important. Why? Because now this tiger reserve has become the 4th tiger reserve of the state Rajasthan, and this is also 52nd Tiger Reserve of India. Now apart from it, we celebrate Global Tiger Day on 29th of July to raise awareness about tiger conservation. Now can you tell me in which year Project Tiger was initiated? Question number 2, Vishwanathan Anand won against which former world champion in the Sparkassen Trophy chess tournament at Dortmund? Actually, in the finals of Sparkassen Trophy chess tournament, 2 world former champions, first is Vishwanathan Anand and the second is Vladimir Kramnik. Both were against each other, during which Vishwanathan Anand defeated Vladimir to win the trophy. And do remember that Vishwanathan Anand is an Indian chess champion who became a grandmaster in the year 1988. Also, he is one of the few in the world to surpass Elo ratings of 2800. Now apart from it, we celebrate World Chess Day on 20th of July basically to highlight the role of FIDE towards the international cooperation for chess activities and improving harmony across the globe. And do remember that this time it was the 97th anniversary of FIDE. Now apart from it, Abhimanyu Mishra is important. He is an Indo-American and now he is the youngest chess grandmaster at just the age of 12 years, 4 months and 25 days. Then there is Ho Yifan from China, and she won the FIDEchess.com Women's Speed Chess Championship 2021 title. And she has defeated Indian Grandmaster Harika Dronawali in this tournament. Apart from it, now Ho Yifan is the youngest female player ever to qualify for the title of Grandmaster, and also she is youngest ever to win the Women's World Chess Championship. Now can you tell me the name of a particular person from the country USA who was Armenian American and also was in news recently? Question number 3. What is the new nomenclature of the Common High Court of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh? Actually this nomenclature is long as well as cumbersome, so that's why it has been now changed to High Court of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. So this order was notified by the Department of Justice in the Law Ministry. And now finally, President Ramnath Kovind has signed the Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Order 2021, and which spelled out the original name. Now talking few things about the Union Territory Ladakh. Recently NTPC Renewable Energy has signed a pact with Union Territory of Ladakh to set up a green hydrogen mobility project. And once this project would be completed, Leh would be the first city in the country to implement green hydrogen based mobility project. And do remember that NTPC is set to ply 5 hydrogen buses and a solar plant along with a green hydrogen generation unit there at Leh. And already we have seen that recently CESL, that is Convergence Energy Services Limited, which is state owned, has signed a pact with Ladakh administration to make it carbon neutral. And for this purpose, CESL will develop clean solutions for home appliances, electric heaters and various cooking utensils so that they can bear the cold temperature of Ladakh. Apart from this, CESL will also focus on EV ecosystem, which will focus on utilizing the renewable sources of power. Then there is a scheme from Ladakh known as UNTAB scheme, and under this 12,300 tablets is to be distributed there among the students, and it is an initiative of Department of School Education. Also do remember that Ladakh is the first Indian Union Territory to achieve 100% first dose coverage for COVID-19 vaccine. And the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh is R.K. Mathur. And who is the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu Kashmir? It is Manoj Sinha. Now talking about former Lieutenant Governor of Jammu Kashmir, it was G.C. Murmu, and recently he has been appointed as External Auditor of OPCW, that is Organization of Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, and the headquarters of this organization lies in Hague, Netherlands. Question number 4. July 18 is the birth anniversary of which Nobel Prize winning leader? So this day is celebrated as Nelson Mandela International Day, marking his birth date. And he is known and remembered all over the world for his efforts to promote peace and reconciliation. And also he became the first ever black president of South Africa and was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in the year 1993. And he served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. Now can you tell me, Nobel Prize is given in how many categories? Apart from it, in the previous lecture we have talked that India's National Plastic Surgery Day, which is celebrated on 15th of July every year, is celebrated as World Plastic Surgery Day. So earlier this day was celebrated only nationwide, but now it has been recognized at international level. Now one more important personality's birthday is here in this month, because we celebrate World Malala Day on 12th of July every year. Then apart from it, on 17th of July we celebrate World Day for International Justice. Then 11th of July is celebrated as World Population Day. Now can you tell me which state has recently passed a bill to curb its population? And World Youth Skills Day is celebrated on 19th of July. Now you have to tell me at least 3 things which we celebrate on 1st of July. Question number 5. Which country is the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation host in 2021? So this time New Zealand is the revolving host of APEC Forum and it is headquartered in Singapore. So recently New Zealand chaired an extraordinary meeting ahead of a formal meeting in November, and US President Joe Biden along with Vladimir Putin and China's Xi Jinping and many other world leaders met virtually, and they discussed on collective actions to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic and its economic impacts. Apart from it, do remember that New Zealand is the 11th signatory to Artemis Accord. What is this? Actually, it is a blueprint of space cooperation and supporting NASA to return humans to moon by 2024. Also, New Zealand is important because it is to launch world's first ever wooden satellite and named it as Visa Woodsat. And this satellite would be in the Earth's orbit by end of 2020. Apart from it, recently New Zealand Olympic Committee has selected the weightlifter Laurel Hubbard to contest in women's 87 kg category. And do remember that she will be the first ever transgender athlete to compete at Olympics. Actually, Laurel does not qualify the important criteria that was needed to compete in the men's category, and that's why now she will be fighting in women's category. Okay. Question number 6. Which country supplied the MH-60 Romeo multi-role helicopters to India? So recently the Indian Navy has received 2 MH-60 Romeo helicopters from the USA. And the Indian Navy has formally received the choppers from the US Navy in a ceremony which was held at a naval air station in San Diego. And these helicopters were manufactured by Lockheed Martin Corporation, and they are all-weather helicopters which are designed to support diverse missions with modern avionics and sensors. Now USA was in news due to its child tax credit program. Actually, US government has started providing monthly payouts as part of extended income support program, and now under this program eligible families will get an initial monthly payment of up to $300 for each child under the age of 6 years, and also payment of $250 for each of their older child. Apart from it, US government has recently unveiled an online hub for the victims of ransomware attacks, and this will help the companies and municipalities to find resources and get help if they are targeted by cyber hackers. Also, US Senate has passed a legislation to ban the import of products from China's Xinjiang region because the US has been condemning China for genocide against Uyghurs and other Muslim groups. Apart from it, USA has recently imposed moratorium on death penalty at federal level, and also it has cancelled the JD project, which means Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure Project, and now there would be JWCC, means Joint Warfighter Cloud Capability Project, and under this US administration will divide the contract between multiple companies. Question number 7. As per the United Nations data, which country recorded the greatest increase in children not receiving a first dose of DPT-1 vaccine? So as per the recent data from World Health Organization and UNICEF, India recorded the greatest increase in the world in the number of children who did not receive the first dose of this DPT vaccine in 2020. Can you tell me which of the diseases are signified by DTP? And also the data highlights that 23 million children globally missed the basic vaccines through routine immunization services in 2020 due to disruptions which were caused by COVID-19 pandemic. Now apart from it, recently India hosted the Co-Win Global Conclave, and it was inaugurated by our former Health Minister Mr. Harshvardhan. because our new health minister has been appointed now. And who is it? Mansukh Mandvi. Also, India is the largest producer of milk globally with an estimated production of nearly 208 metric tons. Then there is Coal India Limited. It has now formally engaged Accenture as consultant for digitalization of mining process. And in terms of coal production, Chhattisgarh was at the top position. But in terms of coking coal, top producer is Jharkhand. Question number 8. Which institution launched expected loss based ratings for credit rating agencies? So as per the recent framework introduced by SEBI, now credit rating agencies will be required to provide expected loss based ratings for projects and instruments associated with the infrastructure sector. Actually, this rating is divided into a scale of 7 levels spanning from lowest to highest expected loss. And the instrument rated EL, that is expected loss 1, will be considered to have the lowest expected loss compared to the life of EL7 rated instruments, which will indicate highest expected loss. So this will be a scale for this rating. Apart from it, few days back SEBI had said that India should separate the roles of chairperson and MD in any company. So following this, LIC has recently decided to create the post for MD and CEO instead of having an executive chairman, because SEBI believes that separation of roles will reduce excessive concentration of authority in single task. Now few days back, SEBI has also amended the norms for independent directors, which includes their appointments, reappointments and removal, and also said that 1 year cooling period will be given for any independent director to become a WTD, that is whole time director, in the same company or its holding subsidiary companies. Question number 9. As per a recent study, cannabis is said to be originated in which country? So as per a new genetic research, the cannabis is said to have originated in the present northwest China, where the local strains are most like the original strain of cannabis cultivated more than 12,000 years ago. So a particular study shows that cannabis was possibly first domesticated in early Neolithic times in the region of China near its border with Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. And the study also added 82 genomes to the 28 that were already sequenced. Now do remember that China is building world's first ever commercial small modular reactor and named it as Linglong 1. Also recently, China's Ministry of Industry and IT has issued a draft 3-year action plan to develop the country's cyber security sector. And it also estimates that this sector may be worth as $38.6 billion by the end of 2023. Also recently, Chinese port city of Qingdao has a massive algae bloom due to pollution and production of organic matter. Then China has been declared as malaria free by World Health Organization. And apart from it, 2 vaccines are important from China, Sinopharm and Sinovac, because these are emergency vaccines for COVID-19 and recently they have been approved by WHO. Coming to last question, Adhi Malai Producer Company and Sneha Kunja Trust, which won the UNDP Equator Prize, are from which state? Actually, these are the 2 Indian institutions among the 10 awardees of UNDP Equator Prize 2021. Actually, this is a biennial award to recognize community efforts for conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity. So this Adhi Malai Producer Company is a 1700 member cooperative run by indigenous people from the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve in Tamil Nadu, and Sneha Kunja Trust has protected wetland and coastal ecosystems in the Western Ghats and the Karnataka coast. So here correct answer is option number A. Now talking about Tamil Nadu, SOP, that is Standard Operating Procedure, will be shortly developed by the Forest Department of Tamil Nadu for capture and release of wild elephants, and this will be based on science and its best practices. Then talking about Karnataka, recently it has decided to set up a flower processing center to convert the unsold flowers into its useful products. And it has also launched DBT mobile application recently to transfer funds directly to the beneficiaries. The Bengaluru is important because it has ranked 10th in Indian cities in Global Startup Ecosystem Index 2021. So it was on 10th position at international level, and in terms of states of India it was first. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. At the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.